Hey there, thanks for checking out my channel. Let's talk about Schema today, how it can help your brand, how it can bring in traffic, build trust and look at increasing revenue. So you've probably heard of Schema. It's not a new concept in any way, shape or form, but there's a lot you can do with Schema, and I think a lot of brands are missing out on the potential of it. So Google has a lot of information on Schema and how it can help your brand, the types of Schema, what you can do with it. Now, what I see a lot of brands doing is the bare minimum. So let's have a look at Schema example. So if we got running trainers, start to scroll down the SERP. So we can see the decathlon. Okay, so you can use any Chrome extension just to see the type of schema they're using. Schema product, breadcrumb list. Okay, so what we can do here, we can see from there, but what I like to do is a schema validator, and just search for that, bring up schema. And what you can do is either put in a code that you've created, or you can fetch a URL. Why do this? Because you can see what other brands are doing, you can start to get an idea on what type of schema they're using. Is there anything we're missing within the schema that is adding value to them? And just digging deep into their data. So if we look at product, we can go to their schema there, and then we can pull it up. There we go. So what we can do with this is just export it, or we can. What I like to do is just export and then drop it in Sublime or any text editor, and then just see exactly what they're using. Let's see here. It's in that start. So just copy and paste that, export it, and then get an idea on what they're using. So let's look at an example of how you can use it. So schema is, if we take this as a page on your website, so we're going to say products. Now, baseline schema can link to that, can create content around that, what it is, price, etc., SKU, GTI number. Now, what you can do is to start to link to entities. Because Google's a learning machine. And what do you do with learning machines? You teach them. So, entity. I'm not going to go too deep on what entities are here. And then, this could link to one. Which links to another. Excuse my drawing. Which links back up. And then we're creating this cluster of information that's all relevant for the topic. Like I said, I'm not going to go too deep on their entities, but you can start to get an idea on what you can do with it. Depending on what niche it is, this could also link out to, you're going to love this one. Love a good drawing. An author. Not necessarily from the product, but you start to get an idea. This could be a guide that links to the author, etc. So you can start to see how much more you can do with schema. It's about creativity, testing, and not just doing the baseline minimum. Google's released a lot of documentation this year. They've put out videos and content to say that they want schema. They want to understand what the products are about. So what we can do is teach them and give them what they're asking for. There's so many different examples here of what can be done. So it's just being creativity and not, try to get away from just doing a schema generator and doing the base and play with it. Become the brand that doesn't use the same within the SERP. Use what everyone's using, but go above and beyond and provide more data for what Google is looking for. So yeah, quick video there, just to give you an idea on Schema and how important it is and what you can do to help your brand, e-commerce brand. It can bring in traffic, and it can teach the crawlbot, which it could help with rankings. But by no means is it the be end and end all. You put Schema and don't expect to jump to the top of the SERP. It's just another variable within SEO, one that's very useful. Yeah, peace out. Thank you for watching.